Is it possible that the Padres won the Michael King trade and the Yankees won the Juan Soto trade?
I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. It was a very mutually beneficial trade, I feel like. We knew last year as a Yankee that we were missing a big lefty bat, and Soto is every much that. And obviously you can see what the entire package that we've gotten back, and you can kind of include Dylan in that package, has produced on the field here. So it's a very weird thing. I feel like it's normally a winner or a loser of a trade, but I think that we've had a really successful time with both parties.
It doesn't happen very often, though, that two sides instantly benefit from such a blockbuster trade.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of times you get the established player for a lot of prospects, and you have no idea how those prospects are going to be. For this trade, we ended up getting me. Higgy has been instrumental for it. Obviously, then we flipped Thorpe for Cease, who's been an established veteran. So it's you have a lot of guys that were established in the big leagues getting traded back and forth and both performing.
What would it mean for you to go ahead and pitch in a postseason game? It's been a couple of years. I think that was one total inning for the Yankees.
I got 2 total innings, but yeah, it was it was actually here during COVID playoffs against the Rays. I was a reliever then, so I am really looking forward to starting a playoff game. I think that'd be awesome, and the atmosphere here that it's been like, honestly all year, but especially the last couple games has been playoff atmosphere, so I can't wait for it to actually be playoffs and see how these fans show out.
Now, the first round, of course, most likely is going to be the wild card unless you guys win the division. You only need 3 starting pitchers max in that first series. Does it matter to you in that role if you are starting in a wild card series or if they have you come out of the bullpen? Because you guys, the Padres, have a good problem that a lot of teams want to have. A lot of very good starters that are all performing.
Yeah. Honestly, if we win the series, it doesn't matter to me. We have not discussed it, or at least I haven't discussed it with Schulte or Ruben as to what the roles are going to be. I think it also depends on kind of how we line up towards the end of this season, because those last few games are going to be really meaningful against the Dodgers and Diamondbacks. So depending on that, I think it'll be a decision that they got to make. And like you said, it's a good problem to have.
Never an off day in Michael King's word. Can you just tell me what you did yesterday on your off day?
Yeah, my wife and I launched our foundation, King of the Hill Foundation. My wife has type 1 diabetes, and our mission is to delay or prevent the onset of type 1 or other autoimmune diseases. We had an awesome night. We were at Saquon. They were our gracious hosts. We had about 150 people there, some small silent auction packages, a lot of Padres players, front office, staff. It was awesome to see their support, and then just a ton of people in the type 1 community. And we're a sponsor of Dexcom. That's a medical device for type 1 that's located here. Tandem's another one. There's a huge community of type 1 in San Diego, and we really thought that we were here for a bigger purpose than baseball, and starting this foundation was something we've always wanted to do, and we could not have been happier with the result of yesterday.
The diabetes, it runs rather strong in your wife's side of the family. What's the biggest misconception about diabetes that you want people to understand?
Yeah, I didn't know how hard it was and the maintenance that it takes. It's 24/7 maintenance. Her mom was diagnosed at 20 years old. Her aunt was just diagnosed in her 60s. Her cousin was diagnosed at 2 years old. Sheila was diagnosed at 23 years old. And just seeing how they handle the diagnosis is so inspiring. I know a lot of people have said when you meet them, you have no idea they're type 1. But living with them, I know the frustrations that comes with it, the highs, the lows, the 24/7 maintenance. It's an incredible thing that they are so good accepting, and it made me feel really good to start this foundation and launch it for them.
I love how much at ease you seem to be, not just in this Padres clubhouse, but in this community. How important is that to you?
The community is everything, and I think I never knew him, but I think Peter Seidler instilled that in a lot of personnel that's currently here, and me being able to see a lot of the people that showed up yesterday was evident of that. The team was totally supportive. Schulte could not have been better to me. The whole front office was there, and I could not have been more appreciative of them to really just kick it off for me. And it made me feel really special and felt like we were doing something that is definitely going to affect this community.
Last thing, one of my favorite tidbits that you shared with us in a post game was that your wife texts you all the time during these games. When the season is over, are you willing to publish a book of all her greatest messages? That would be amazing.
I don't know if she'd want me to do that. But she texts me. She's locked into every game. She's obviously my biggest supporter, but because I'm on the Padres, she's the Padres' biggest supporter. And it's always a treasure coming in and seeing that I got a few texts from her and seeing what she was up to or who she was rooting for. It's always good knowing that she's there.